Bad news is going around today for Spider-Man 2, and it's that, well, it might be delayed because of a few things that people have spotted, and it would sort of make sense if they are still going with the placeholder date, of course still being fall of 2023. But the situation, in my opinion, is a little crazy, so let's dive into the news. If you can leave a like, it helps a ton, but turn that into a dislike if you get to the end and did not enjoy the video. Now, Spider-Man 2 fans call for a delay as the new Puddlegate scandal begins, and the crazier part, in my opinion, is, and I quote, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 fans are worried that it might have too many villains. Now, we'll start with the water scandal situation again, except this time it's not about puddles, it's about the entire ocean. Now, people are calling it PlayStation 3 graphics, and the list goes on. If you want my take on this, I'm not bothered. It's not water you're drinking, it's not water you're showering in, it's a video game. Even if the water in the game was hyper-realistic, what would that actually change as far as your gameplay experiences go? Serious question, by the way. I'm just very curious to understand the debate around it. But worry number one is that it could actually cause a delay, as in maybe textures become an issue. Now, the sad news is all of that stuff to an extent is very much possible. Now, the next debate is crazier because, of course, it's about how people feel that there are just way too many villains in the game. But one thing that I know for sure where there is too many of something is Instant Gaming with their crazy discounts on games and more. Today's video is sponsored by Instant Gaming, the site that gives you the best and hottest games out right now for up to 70% off on any platform instant, no pun intended. For example, you can get Hogwarts Legacy right now for 27% off, not to mention the deluxe edition for 25% off. But it's not just games that are out. You can also save yourself a bunch of money on pre-orders too. For example, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is 30% off. The best part of it all is it's just a simple click to order, head out to the checkout, and in a matter of minutes the code for the game on whatever platform you chose would have landed in your mailbox ready for you to download, and they even have support available 24/7. One thing that I have to say I love the most, however, is the variety. From PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and even Nintendo, the catalogue of games they have is truly extensive. Now, you can get PSN cards as well at, you guessed it, a discount. So check out Instant Gaming and use my code to save yourself even more right now. The link is in the description below. Now, this post says that Marvel Spider-Man 2 fans are worried that it might have too many villains. And it says, and I quote, with all of those villains wreaking havoc in New York City, some fans are a little worried that Insomniac sequel is basically just bursting at the seams. And then a Reddit post says the following. One of the things that I'm worrying about is that it'll be too cluttered with too many subplots and characters. You got Peter, Miles, Harry, MJ, Genkai, Craven, Venom, potentially Otto and Martin Lee, Lizard, Yuri, Black Cat, Rio, Aaron, Sable. I mean, that's a lot of characters to fit into one game, but I'm pretty sure they'll pull it off. And the crazy thing is that comment had a lot of upvotes. If I'm not mistaken, at least at the time of recording this video anyway, it was very much close to 700 upvotes, maybe even 800 or more at this point. Now, in my opinion, with all of that, it actually makes me personally, as a game player, as a fan very excited for the game, think about the replayability aspect of the game and more so the density. I'm keen to know your thoughts on this, but I don't see how that would be an issue, because one thing the first game lacked in was the replayability and just things to kind of do after you beat the main story of the game. I'm sure, as many people can agree with me, it got very boring very quickly after you've kind of done your new game plus and then you've done the main story, you can only play it so many times, and then sure, you put it aside for a couple months and you pick it back up and it's kind of fun again, but again, it just kind of feels stale at some point. So in my opinion, this is kind of just one big door of opportunity for them to do loads of different things with the base game that they will go ahead and release with all of these villains and the existing subplots and random activities and whatever it may be, but then actually build on that in the form of a DLC and so forth. But again, if we're talking about what the PlayStation 5 is capable of, and we ignore the graphic situation, because crazy little thing that I spotted in the trailer was there was actually someone in the building looking out of a window. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't see that in the first game. That's a small bit of detail that I can appreciate. But again, it's a game where, you know, it's all about what's going on in that world. So for me, I'm looking at density, and I think if this is going to be that huge window or door of opportunity or whatever you wish to say, then I'm actually all for it. And another thing that I absolutely love in this game is that they made a feature for the fans, and it's something that's been requested time in and time out, and they've actually added it into the game. So go ahead and check out that video that you see on screen right now.